well, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed to me yet, please do. Make sure you click notifications as well so you get an update, especially this week, because after 4 weeks of maintaining a slim world, I've decided that this week I'm going to do EESP, which is basically eating mostly speed and protein. I'm going to do that because I want to boost my weight loss because it seems to have plateaued, and it's fine because I'm happy the size I am, but I'd just like to give it a little bit of boost, and I'd like to drop maybe about half a stone if I can, just to give me a bit of flexibility. So today's day one of this plan. I have told myself that Sunday I'm probably going to have a day off from it. Still going to be on plan, but I'm probably not going to do EESP, and the reason for that is you don't have carbs when you're doing this, and with Sunday we do have a Sunday roast, so I'm not quite sure whether I'm prepared to give up my Sunday roast yet, but we'll see. As far as syns go, instead of the usual 15 or the 12 that I try and keep myself at, you're only allowed 10. Now, I'm not very good at taking syns or planning syns in, but this week I'm going to make a conscious effort that I'm going to have my syns planned in. So, excuse me, so today I'm going to put some things in my work bag so that if I am peckish, I'm going to have controlled syns instead of the biscuits, which would be uncontrolled syns. So why don't you follow me today on my journey from day one of EESP. Okay, so day one has started. I've been up this morning. It is 6:30 at the moment, and the dogs have been walked. So that's my first bit of body magic. I'm now going to go downstairs and start getting my lunch and breakfast out of the fridge because I prepared it the day before, as I always do because I don't have time in the mornings. And then I'll get the dogs ready and I'll head off then for my drive to the train station, ready for work. It takes me an hour and a half to get to work, so it's a little bit of a long commute, so 3 hours a day commuting is never ideal, but hey ho. And then 7 hours in the, well, 8 hours in the office, isn't it, if you include your lunch break. But I will be going to the gym in my lunch break today as well. That is the plan anyway, unless work gets in the way. Okay, so this is what I've prepared to take to work with me. I've got my notebook to write down everything I eat, my EESP book so I can keep checking. Last night I put in here some frozen fruit with some quark for protein, so that'll be my breakfast. Everything in there is SP. I've checked, even the red currants I wasn't sure about, but they definitely are. And then lunch, I've made myself, I can show you, an egg roll. And that is just basically 3 eggs made into like an omelette, and then inside that is cheese which I melted, and a couple of slices of ham. And then to make sure I get my speed, I've got some tomatoes and cucumber. And then last night I had some roasted vegetables, so there is in there, let me try and remember now, some carrots, some peppers, courgettes, there is celery, and some tomatoes as well, and kale. So I'm going to take that with me as well, just to have some extra speed. And then snack-wise, I've got, you see there, 3 satsumas, an apple, and 2 hi-fi bars, because there is no Healthy Extra B's here. Obviously that's my Healthy Extra A, or one of them. So that's my first part of today on my EESP. Hopefully that should keep me going in the office. And then I've got down here, oops, I can show you, what's my work bag. You also see here my lovely flat shoes, because if you commute like I do for an hour and a half, you will know that if you're on a train, you'll spend most of the time standing, and then you've got a long walk to the office. Usually at speed, because if the train's late, you're in a rush. I keep heels at the office. I've got navy, black and neutral, so I don't have to worry about carrying them in every day. Can you see all the dog toys here? I've got a few more here. There you go, can you see? This is what I fill up every day for them to play with, and these are the noisy things they play with when I'm trying to do some cooking videos. Okay, so I'm going to get these ready for the dogs now. Right, so it's my lunchtime now. I have an hour exactly, so I am going to the gym. I have 10 minutes to get down. I have 30 minutes cardio in the gym, and then I have 10 minutes to shower, get changed, back to work, and then 10 minutes to eat my lunch. So it's a bit of a rush, but it's worth doing. So off we go to the gym. Right, that was 30 minutes of hard cardio. Now I've got 10 minutes to get into the shower, changed, and back up to my desk to have some lunch because I'm starving now. But it's a good way to spend my lunch break, that's for sure. So I'm home, it's almost 6 o'clock, in fact it is 6 o'clock, and so now I need to get out of my work clothes and take little doggies for a walk. As you saw my warm welcome when I came in the door, they are desperate now for their own walk this evening, so a bit more body magic for me as well. So time to get my scruffs on and get them out. So dogs are now walked. Next job is to make dinner for tonight, breakfast and lunch for tomorrow, and I'm also going to make, or at least prep, the dinner for tomorrow night as well this evening. So I've got a few meals to make. You can hear Lola's eating in the background. She's obviously decided it's dinner time for her as well. So I've done extra easy SP all day and I'm not going to give up on that today. So in the oven at the moment is 2 chicken legs. They do have skins on, but I'm going to take my skin off when I serve mine, but they're just roasting away. So next thing I need to do is to prepare some vegetables. So let me do that. Okay, so vegetable wise this evening to go with the chicken, I've got some broccoli boiling here. And then in here I've got chopped mushrooms, peppers, onions, and if you look here, I shall go over here because the light's probably better. There's some chopped chorizo. Chorizo is 14 syns for about 100 grams. So I've got 50 grams in here, which I've split, and I've put 50% there and the other 50% there. That way I know the maximum syns I'm going to have from that chorizo is 3.5 syns, and I'm going to count that in. I can do that, but I may not have all that chorizo because it's quite a lot for what I want. But at least I now know that if I do decide to have it all, then I'm not going to go over my syns. So that's now going to go into the oven, and that's going to roast as well for about 20 minutes. Okay, so I'm waiting for a delivery from Sainsbury's, and in that is going to be the gluten-free rolls. So they will be my lunch for tomorrow. So I'm going to make a nice, probably a ham salad sandwich, or ham roll out of those. So for breakfast I fancy something different, and I really enjoyed my lunch today, and that's actually really quite versatile for a breakfast. So I'm going to have that for my breakfast tomorrow morning. So in the frying pan here is just 3 eggs which I've whisked, and all I'm going to do is pop the lid on, go, and I'm going to leave that for a few minutes to cook. I'm not even going to turn it over or anything because the heat will actually cook both sides for me. Okay, so just took the lid off, and as you can see it's starting to cook nicely. It's quite firm on top, and all I'm going to do now is add some ham, just a half of it. There we go. You can put as much or as little as you like. And then I've got 30 grams of cheese. Again, it's just cubed, nothing special. Everything for me is about speed and efficiency. There we go. Done. And then all I'm going to do again is I'm going to pop the lid back on and turn it off the heat, and I'm just going to push it to one side and leave it to cool. There we go. And that is my lunch almost ready. I'll show it you in about 15 minutes when it's cooled down a bit. Okay, so tomorrow night I'm going to do a chicken dal, my own sort of recipe, which is just throw it into a slow cooker. So I have here 1 onion chopped, 1 red pepper, and 4 chicken thighs, all the fat and skin removed, it's boneless as well. In that, oops, there we go, I'm just going to add some lentils. They're red and yellow split lentils. 1 chicken stock cube, not going to do anything with it. Then going to add a tablespoon, smooth my fingers out of there for you, of, this is South African curry powder, in fact I'm going to add 2 into there. This has all the different spices in, so I don't need to add anything else into it. It's done. I'm going to add a drop of water, and then I'm just going to add a tin of tomatoes. Okay, I'm just going to give that a little stir to mix it all in. And what should happen is I'm going to leave this overnight, and all the flavours should marinate into my chicken. And then tomorrow morning, when I get up to walk the dogs, I shall stick it on low. And then, hey presto, tomorrow night when I get home from work, I will have a nice chicken dal curry. There we go. Okay, so my wrap for tomorrow, I'm sorry Lola's playing at the door if you can hear that. You can see my cheese is all melted now, look at that. Lovely. Just makes it easier to fold. So all you need to do is get the ends, and so I haven't used any oil and I haven't lifted it at all. I'm just going to roll it like that, and I'm just going to get a fish slice to get it out. You can see the steam on it still, so I'm just going to get my fish slice. There you have it. Oh, lots of shadows, stop putting my fingers in the way. So that's my wrap. So I'm just going to leave it in that container because that's what's going to go to work in tomorrow. But obviously it'll cool down overnight, and then I'll put it in the fridge just before I go to bed. And then what I'll probably do tomorrow when I get to work is maybe reheat it just to warm it through. The cheese melts slightly again, and it's so yummy, yummy, yummy. I've also here put myself a little box for tomorrow, which has got chopped cucumber, celery and tomatoes to make sure I'm getting my speed. And I've been such a good wife, I've also made my husband a cheese and ham salad, spicy cheese, and then he likes full fat Greek yogurt with a selection of seeds. Let me show you. There you go. So that's my hubby's lunch and breakfast for tomorrow. So they're going to go in the fridge as well. So I'm very organised, aren't I? Very super organised. So the only thing left for me to do, after being so super organised, is to make my ham salad sandwich, well, the roll, when my gluten-free rolls arrive from Sainsbury's, which will be in the next hour or so. So obviously my dinner's still in the oven, and I'll show you that when I get to serve it. But that's what, 2 breakfasts, 2 lunch, well, will be 2 lunches when my roll's done, and I've made dinner for tonight and tomorrow night, all in one evening. I feel very chuffed and satisfied. And there you go, that's my finished meal. And that is 3.5 syns if you include my chorizo. And I didn't have all of it, I did give my husband a couple of bits of mine, but I'm going to count it as 3.5 just to be on the safe side. And just to show you, you don't have to do separate meals for other people either. My hubby likes sauces, so I have actually made him a cream sauce there. And it's literally the same ingredients. I've just added cream into a pan and used the juices of the vegetables, everything else. And that'll give him a really nice sort of paprika-y, spicy sauce. So no effort to make 2 meals that are sort of different but the same. So I hope you enjoyed today. First day of my EESP. Excuse the mess, when I come home from work at night it is definitely put my scruffs on and just chill. So my hair is always tied back into a ponytail. Today I have had 8.5 syns in total, and I'm allowed 10. Everything else has been speed or has been protein, so I haven't felt hungry at all. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. Day 2, and as I said, I'm aiming to try and do 6 out of the 7 days. The weekend's more of a challenge because of alcohol, but I'm going to try and avoid it. I did dry January, so there's no excuse not to do it. So come back and see me tomorrow. Please subscribe to my channel, by the way, because if you want to see how I do over the week on EESP, that's the best way to get my videos as soon as they come through. So don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.